Hey guys, so today's video will be a look into college registration. And so I meant to include this in my Inside to William Peace University video, which I'll link up here. But I'm stupid and I forgot to link it. Yeah. So instead, I just decided to make a separate video about it altogether. Um, a lot of you hear horror stories about registration, and if you haven't, then most of them are true. Registration is very tedious. It's a very progressible progress. I have mentioned in a couple of my videos before about registration. I've mentioned that it's a long process and that freshmen really don't get the first pick. That is true. Mostly about registration that freshmen really need to know. Most just about how registration works and just mostly that goes into registration is that okay, so for when you're going into most colleges, it's either that you get to register for your classes, you get to pick classes that you may want, and then the school puts in your offers for that class and they give you your schedule once you get to the school. Or you might be in my case, which I didn't know, where you go to the school and they already have a schedule there for you and you had nothing to do with it. They may give you a questionnaire to like see what you're thinking about majoring in, or what you might classes that you might want to think about, and then they combine that together and they just give you your schedule. So you may like your schedule, you may not like your schedule, but all in all, you either have those two options. As far as I think the U.S. colleges go, I don't really know about international colleges because I'm a U.S. student, but that's pretty much how mostly registration works here. Specifically at my school, um, how registration works, like I just told you, they give you a schedule when you first get there. It's specifically at Pixlr camp, which is an orientation, which is our orientation. We get our schedule there. They just hand it to us. We either say we like it or we don't. If we don't like it, we can pick whatever classes we want to. But pretty much that's the schedule we have for fall. Spring semester is when we register ourselves, and that's where the tricky part comes in, because we're freshmen. Because everybody's a freshman, you get the last pick in classes. It sucks, but that's what we're dealt with. Pretty much what happens is you get the class that you decide what classes you want, and you get what classes you think you might want. You think you might want. You go based on your major. You go based on the ed courses that are required and you might need, and those are the classes that you pick. Um, like I said, freshmen get the last pick. So that doesn't mean whatever class you want is the class you're going to get. Usually seniors go first because they have first priority. And specifically at my school, it's seniors, and then it's whatever sport that's in season. It's also PAs, which are peer assistants. They're the ones who help the teachers. It's also any honors students who've made that, like, who are like in the honors program at the school. And yeah, they get the first pick. And then they go down to juniors, then sophomores, and then freshmen. So yeah. So that, like I said in a previous video before, that 15-seat class that you may have wanted, by the time it gets to you, you're not gonna get it. Just to let you know. Especially if it's a popular class, like say a creative writing class or an art class or a photography class. You're not gonna get it if another freshman wants it. A tip that I've seen many people do is that if a senior has not taken that, if you're friends with a senior or maybe an upperclassman and they've never taken that class before, you can get them to hold that spot for you, and then you can, well, while you're waiting your turn to register, that way when you're registering they can drop that class, so that way you can take that place in. It's a really effective method. I personally never used it, but I might have to now, considering like I'm going to be a sophomore this year, so I still won't have first pick, but I'll be above you guys incoming freshmen, so it's a go and touch situation. Another thing that might deter you from registering is tuition as well. If you don't pay your tuition on time, some schools will hold you from registering for classes, or sometimes you have to be above a certain number before you can register for classes. So make sure you get your tuition in, so that way you won't have a hold on your account and you can't register, because that's not fun, and you could be waiting for months to register for classes, and it's not fun. Just don't. Just make sure you have your tuition paid, because it's terrible. And I'm sure you've heard that registering is just like the Hunger Games. It is. As I've said before, you've had 15C classes or 18C classes, and people are like trying to rush to get in there, make sure it doesn't get full. You can also waitlist for a class and make sure that if someone does drop out, if you're at the first of the list, you can slide right on in there. You can petition to waitlist, or you can just talk to the teacher about the class and see if they can get you in if they know the class isn't going to be filled up all the way, but you're just having trouble registering as well. Registrars, your friends, just make sure you talk to them, make sure you have your tuition paid up, make sure you just touch and go with registration, because registration is death, and no one likes registration, but it has to be done in order to get that graduation, in order to get to graduation, in order to get that diploma. So yeah, it sucks, but we all have to do it. So thank you for watching this video. This is probably one of the shortest videos I've ever done on this channel, actually. I know I ramble a lot, but it's just because I have a lot of information always to give you guys. But I promise this video is done. Please like and subscribe if you ever so choose to. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which I also have down in the description below. Comment down below as well if any ideas you want to see, any more videos you want to see. I'm always up for ideas. This was actually just a random video I thought about doing today. So any videos you want to see, please comment down below. I'd really appreciate that. But as always, I'll see you in the next one.